Hey, what's up YouTube? What's up everybody? How are you guys doing today? My name's Tobias and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today what I want to do is do an update review of my Meepo NLS Pro. So I got the Meepo NLS Pro back in July of 2020. Right now it's December of 2020, which means that I've had the board for just about 5 months. So I thought it would be a good time to do an updated review. And if any of you watching this have seen my initial review of the Meepo NLS Pro, one thing I just want to clear up really quick is that somebody in the comments actually pointed this out to me. When I first took the Meepo out of the box and turned on the remote control, there were already 110 kilometers logged on the odometer of the control. And another thing that somebody showed me in the comments is that you can actually change the control to show miles per hour instead of kilometers per hour, and the way you do that is like this. So you just hold the option and the power button when the controller is turned off. And then when it turns on, you'll see right there. Right now it's set to miles per hour, but if you turn the wheel, it'll switch to kilometers per hour. And then if you want to select that, you just go ahead and press the power button again, and that's how you select it. But of course, I want to keep it on miles per hour, so I'll go ahead and switch that back. And there we go. So there's actually one other setting that I want to show you guys on the control, and this is actually going to be like my first criticism of the Meepo NLS Pro. And check it out, there's actually a reverse mode on the Meepo NLS Pro, and in my opinion it's kind of dangerous because the way that I found out about it was completely by accident. I'm going to turn my board on right now. Alright, so it's on. I'm going to turn my controller on. Now check out what happens when I double click the power button. You see that? Now it's in reverse mode. So check out what that does. So I'm gonna switch it back to regular. Now check this out. Alright, so this is the back of the board. That's where the hub motors are. And let's just go ahead and accelerate. It's not in reverse right now, it's in regular drive mode. Right, so the wheels are spinning this way, right? So that this would be the back of the board and that would propel you this way. When I put it into reverse mode and I accelerate the same exact way, the wheels are now spinning this way, which means that the board would shoot this way if you were to accelerate. And I'll go ahead and just demonstrate this for you guys. So it's in reverse mode right now. That's the back of the board right there where the hub motors are. Now check it out. See how it just went that way? So one day I was about to just go for a ride, and I guess I must have accidentally double tapped the power button on the controller, not knowing that I put the board in reverse. So I kind of pushed myself off to start, and as soon as I hit the accelerator, the board went shooting in the opposite direction that I thought I was gonna go, and the board flew out from under me. Luckily, I didn't accelerate super quickly, and I just kind of stumbled. I did not fall on the ground or anything. I did not get hurt. But I mean, I could have gotten hurt just from doing a stupid thing like pushing the button 2 times on the controller. So I mean, when you're looking at your controller, just make sure that the arrow is pointing that direction. That arrow up there, just make sure it's not pointing the opposite direction and you should be good. Just try to make a point of looking at that before you take off. So now going back to when I bought the Meepo NLS Pro, the price was $649. I found a coupon code that got me $10 off, so I paid $639. I went on the Meepo website and it looks like the board is still going for $649. So the price hasn't changed. And if you look at the odometer, as of today, it has 167 miles on it. And if you subtract the 110 kilometers that were already on the board, which comes out to about 68 miles, I rode this board myself 99 miles, which I was actually pretty surprised by because I feel like I've ridden the board a lot more than that. But I guess not. But check it out, this is the kind of wear and tear you can expect from having 99 miles on your board. As you can see, aside from having a couple scratches here and there and being a little dirty, it's actually in really good condition. And over the past 5 months, I feel like I got a lot more comfortable with the board and I have a pretty good feel for it now. One thing I gotta say is that I am glad that I went with the Meepo NLS Pro over one of the slower boards. In my first review video, I hit 32 miles per hour on the Meepo, and I felt like that was insanely fast, uncomfortably fast. But now when I go riding, I'll regularly hit 32 miles per hour and it doesn't really feel that crazy. I guess you just kind of get used to the speed. So I'm glad I got one of the faster boards. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that before buying this board, I was actually kind of contemplating considering getting the Meepo Mini 2, mainly because it had a tail and similar specs when it came to like the top speed and battery life. But now after riding the Meepo NLS Pro for a while, when you get going fast, you're going to be going too fast to have any need for a tail. So you don't really need a tail. And having a larger platform for your feet is a lot more comfortable when you're going at higher speeds, because your feet can kind of be further apart and you can get down lower. Another thing that I noticed is that the battery life of the board does affect the performance. For example, I want to say like once you get to like below 80% battery, you're gonna have a hard time hitting the top speed. And by the way, on the Meepo website, it does say that the Meepo NLS Pro has a top speed of 29 miles per hour, but for some reason on other websites, it does say that it could reach 32 miles per hour, and I have personally gone 32 miles per hour myself, so I don't know why it says 29 miles per hour. So yeah, I want to say once you get to below 80 miles per hour, your top speed is probably somewhere around 26 miles per hour, not 32 miles per hour. And then the lower you get in battery, the lower your top speed is. And then the lower you get in battery, the harder time you're going to have going up hills. I remember one instance in particular when I was probably just about a mile away from my house and I had 35% battery left. But the only thing is that it was mostly uphill back to my house. And logically you would think like, oh, I should probably be able to go another 6.5 miles. But that day, once I got to about halfway back home, the board was going so slow. And I remember coming up the hill, I was reaching a max speed of like 7 miles per hour and the battery was down at like 7%. So even though it said 35% battery, I didn't actually have the full range of a third of the battery. Some of you might notice that with like your phone. Like sometimes you'll get down to like 50% battery and then like next thing you know your phone's in the red. It's kind of the same way with the Meepo. It's like the lower you get in battery, it seems like the battery just gets eaten up quicker and quicker. So those are just a couple of things that I think you start realizing once you've had the board for a while and you get used to how it works. You kind of get a feel for how the battery works and how the battery percentage affects the performance of the board. But having said that, the range of the board is exceptional in my opinion. I still think it has a great range, but all in all guys, I'm still 100% happy with this thing. This has got to be one of the funnest things I've ever bought. And if something were to ever happen to this board, I would gladly go ahead and buy a new one because I 100% stand behind this purchase. Like I think it's one of the funnest, probably one of the best purchases I've ever made. So the board seems like it's held up pretty well over the past like 5 months. And I'll probably do another review update in another 5 or 6 months probably, just to make sure it's still performing the same. But so far everything is like perfectly fine. Everything seems pretty high quality with it. I've gone on a couple like super fun rides, and overall, yeah, I'm just like satisfied. The only one thing that I think that they might want to think about changing is that reverse mode, because I think it's more of a hazard than a benefit. Like I gotta say, there's gotta be people out there who have eaten it pretty bad because they accidentally put their remote into reverse mode. Like I think that can only lead to trouble. Like I don't know why you would want to even use the reverse mode. Like it doesn't make any sense. But anyways guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope this video helped you out. If you did like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you went down there and gave this video a like. That would help me out so much. And if you'd like to see more videos by me in the future, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell notifications button. I do a whole bunch of different kind of content on my channel. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I'll put my handle right here. It's at YT_Tobias, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Peace.